Hello, I'm Brent Farris from the BMS Studios, and you may have noticed that I'm not using Google Hangout. That's because it only gives me like 480p, and all these letter gets weird, and I have to use magnifier, and stuff gets a little bit crazy. Anyways, so today I'm going to go over public variables and how they are used and what happens inside of Unity when they're used, because I was extremely confused when I started using Unity and public variables and such. So I'm going to create a C# script, and I'm going to name it, let's just call it demo or public demo. Public demo works. And I'm going to open it up here, and I made this font nice and big so it's easy to see. So inside of here, I'm going to make a couple of public variables. I'm going to make a public int integer. Just set it equal to 0. A public floating 0.0. I usually don't do that. It actually bugs me. I just put 0. Public boolean is false. And I think that's all. Let's do a couple private. And number is equal to 0. Private float decimal. Decimal number is equal to 0, and private bool prvt bool is equal to false. So what I'm going to do is here in start, I'm going to log out some of the stuff to the log windows. I'm going to just do debug.log integer. Actually, I should just copy this name, paste it down here. Just trying to drive this home. Plus integer dot toString. Paste that a few times. Put floating there, boolean there, boolean there. And then I'm going to debug.log a blank line a couple times to give it spacing. Then I'm going to do number, and then decimal number, and then private bool. And I'm stressing this public and this private a lot. By the way, if you don't put anything, if you just say int num is equal to 0, this num variable is automatically private because you have nothing in front of it. So we'll go ahead and try this out, and we'll log it to the screen. So let's change these numbers so they're easier to say. We'll say 1, 2, false, 3, 4, true. There we go. And now we'll just jump over here. Oops, did a lowercase log here. Should be a capital log. That's what that error is. And then we can just drag this onto main camera. And let's open up this console here, press play. And it starts playing. Alright, there we go. We got all our logs. So here you can see integer is 1, floating is 2, bool is false, here's 3 spaces, number is 3, decimal number is 4, and private bool is true. So if we look at the camera, we'll see that we have integer here, floating here, and boolean here. So you can see that the public variables show up and not the private ones. So let's stop playing and let's jump over here. I want to stress this point a lot. So this is kind of the key to the whole video. If I take this number, integer here, change it to 25, save it out, press play. Actually, let me clear the log so that makes sense to you. Let's clear the log. Let's press play. You'll see that integer is 1. And this stumped me for a while. When I was first using Unity, I was confused. I said, why I changed my variable inside of the script, and I can even check it. I'll go down here to this private int number 3. I'll put it to 60. I'll run it. You'll see that changed to 60, but this one stayed at 1. Why? Because I put it at 25 here. Why isn't it 25? Well, the thing is that no matter how much, after your script compiles, and even if you set the public variable in here, after your script compiles and you have this in the inspector, this is the number it will always be, no matter if you change it in here whatsoever. The only way, if you are really annoyed and you have this set on 50 different things, say I have a bunch of cameras, right? I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have a million logs. But if I have a bunch of cameras and they all share the script and this number needs to be the same across all of them, I could select them all and change it. In some cases you can't do multi-edits and that's really annoying. So what you do is you just delete a letter off of here. This is not the way to do it, by the way. This is just if you have a million things. You delete a number off and apparently it goes missing. Hold on. Let me just recompile. There we go. So it's already on there. It's not. Okay, I'm going to remove it and add it this way, but there's an error, integer. Oh, I'm logging it. Sorry, delete out that I in there for integer. Let me put the script back on it. You can see that it's now going to be integer across 35, and then I could just put the I back in. However, this is not the way to do it. This is a way to do it, but it's not the way. So some of you might be thinking, hey, I'll just do that to fix any of your issues, but notice I forgot to put 1 there. So it's going to stay at 25. So you can see the problem with that. So really, you have to change it over here. So if I change it to 1, let's say I change it to 5 there. And I hope this video is not all over the place. My brain is. Anyways, if I change it to 5 there, it will be 5 here. So the key of this entire video, I'm just going to re-summarize, is that if you change a public, if you set a public variable, compile it, see it here at whatever it is, if you go back into the script and try to change that variable, it will not stay. It will be whatever it is in the editor. So that confused me a lot, and that confused a lot of people I know a lot. But this overrides it no matter what, no matter if you change it in the script. So, with that in mind, I hope you understand the importance of when you put a variable here, make sure you change it in the inspector, not inside of the script. I like to set it inside of the script when I fine-tune it, just so I remember what it is, just in case something happens and all my inspector stuff goes back to 0, I delete my library by accident or something like that, which hopefully you'll never do. Anyways, whatever you do, after you set it in here, change it inside of the inspector, because otherwise you'll just be really confused. Anyways, on the second note, whenever you make something public, that's when it shows up in the inspector. If you're following any of my videos, if you put like a int John is equal to 10, and it doesn't show up here, but in my videos it is over here, it's probably because you forgot to put the public. And it's an honest mistake. I do it all the time. But you'll see that John now pops up over here. So, yeah, I hope this video makes sense to people. I was so confused by that and frustrated by it for a while that I kind of wanted to stress the point. And hopefully it helps a lot of people, because I know I was frustrated when I saw that. And, you know, it's an honest mistake. It's not like it's in a handbook. Not saying that there's a handbook, but there's a script reference. But yeah, so I hope this video helps out, and if you have any ideas for videos, just send them to me. And until then, have a good night.